Titans have been cut down to size here in the past 12 months. The unlikely Juan Valera has twice been a goal-scoring hero as Barca were beaten last November and Real Madrid last month. Barca lost 2 away games in the Liga in the 2011-12 season. They've already been to Osasuna and won, and this time around, but they come to Getafe without Lionel Messi in the starting 11. It's a gamble from Tito Vilanova with a makeshift lurker up the front line of Pedro, Cesc Fabregas and Theo. But Puyol is back. He's wearing a mask around his face. You might not be able to see it for the shaggy hair that is, of course, so familiar. It's no La Fita for Getafe. Their only win so far this season was the game against Real Madrid, but they've got plenty of pace in what, on paper, from Luis Garcia, looks like a pretty attacking lineup. It doesn't always pan out that way when they face the big boys. Getafe in the blue and Barcelona in the fetching orange and yellow combination. That's their starting lineup along the bottom. Thiago plays his first game of the season. Theo makes his third start, and it's, we guess, Terry, Cesc Fabregas in that slightly withdrawn striker's role.
Yep, the false number 9, as it's become known as. And it's a very false number 9 tonight. Fabregas is the player leading the line for Barcelona. Plenty of pace from Pedro and Theo. And it's going to be interesting. We're going to see the usual Barcelona style. There's been possibly even more possession. And now we've got that pace down the middle where they can just slide balls in behind for Fabregas to run onto. It's important someone makes that job up, gets beyond defenders, gets into the box. Getafe, we know full well how difficult they can be here. I think Berardo will be the player that's going to try to link up with Kalunga up front, but by and large I think Kalunga will be the isolated attacker.
The stadium is closer to being full than it was for the game against Real Madrid, but there are still plenty of empty seats around the place. Always seems a strange phenomenon, the lack of supporters at Getafe, given how close it is to Madrid, especially when Real Madrid play. They were, well, they are soon to be the subject of a court case over an alleged fraud. The so-called takeover from the Royal Emirates group, the injection of Middle Eastern money that never actually materialized. Amongst others, a Brazilian waiter has been arrested. A real embarrassment for the club. This is Xavi, played twice for Spain. 17 Barcelona players in all were away on international duty. Mascherano, who was also away with Argentina, doesn't figure. Alexis Sanchez, who was away with Chile, picked up an injury. Iniesta has strained a hamstring, and flu victim Jordi Alba is amongst the missing players. And this is Pedro. He's doing well with Spain these days. Pedro had a very good end to the Euros, where he was used in the last 3 games. Well, Moya has taken a bit of a gamble there. Decent bit of skill, though. It was Montoya who had pushed all the way on to put pressure on the Getafe goalkeeper.
It was good to see from the Barcelona youngster, just because he's a right back, he found himself in that position and positive pressing. He wasn't afraid to come pressurise the goalkeeper, knows a teammate will fill in for him.
Typical little burst of passing from Barcelona. And then Fabregas finds Theo. Look at the pace here from the young man. Good save by Moya. Early shot across the bows there from Barcelona. Here's Pedro. And Montoya, who was away with the under-21s. Thiago actually was around, must have impressed Tito Vilanova. Now Sergio Busquets. And a misplaced pass by the Spanish international midfielder.
This is certainly ominous for the Getafe right back, Valera. The pace from Theo just takes him away with ease. It's a difficult finish for a right-footed player. Playing on the left, he opens his body up. Quite predictable where he's going to try and put the ball, and Moya easily read it.
There is Fabregas picking that ball up in that position, using the pace of the wide man again. It's Pedro and it's across to Teo. It's a heavy touch this time.
It's the obvious threat for Barcelona. The pace of Pedro, the pace of Teo. Well, Fabregas there could have played the ball inside the fullback for Pedro to run onto, but his pass forced him slightly wide.
Now a chance to break for Miguel Torres, looking for Barada, the man who scored the decisive goal against Real Madrid. Young Moroccan international, born in France. And with these particular starting lineups, Terry, he's the only non-Spaniard in the Getafe side. And as Jordi Aurora takes charge with Tito Villanova serving the second match of a ban, there's only one non-Spaniard on each of the two teams tonight.
Yep, incredible. 20 Spanish players. Plenty of options, plenty of good players for the international manager, Del Bosque, to be having a look at.
And here is the Brazilian, Adriano. Scored a spectacular goal last time out for Barcelona, get them out of a hole against Valencia. But it is played 3-1-3, although they let go their grasp on the Spanish Super Cup. It's Unai Emery and Spartak Moscow coming in the Champions League in the week, which obviously will have some bearing on the decision to leave out Messi tonight, but it remains a bit of a chance taken, doesn't it, by Tito Villanova?
See Getafe back there, got a good shape. Crowding out the Barcelona players, who are going to have to be patient in their build-up.
Lovely ball, though. Now Adriano runs in behind. It was cleared by Lopo. And back in again towards Pedro. He shaped as if to shoot. That's a little appeal there that Miguel Torres handled it. Hard to avoid it, though, given that it was effectively a dummy in there from Pedro.
He slightly hesitated, Pedro. I think the shooting opportunity what was there was passed away by him appealing for the penalty.
Good tackle again by Xavi to win it back. Now Pedro. Nobody in the box when he picked that ball up. Fabregas did move in there eventually.
I'm not sure it's advisable. Pedro trying to throw the ball into the box there. Fabregas, the only player in there. Not particularly strong in the air. Should be able to be picked up easily by Alexis and Lopo on high deliveries into the box.
And a mishit pass by Xavi. So a breaking opportunity here for the home side with Barada. And Puyol announces his arrival in the game, but the ball breaks again for Getafe in towards Colunga, who goes over in the penalty area. Referee not interested, assistant referee doesn't even bat an eyelid.
Certainly untidy challenge in the box. And Colunga, we saw there Getafe breaking with pace. They're happy to get bodies back behind the ball. And when they do win possession back, 2 or 3 players at a time will try to join up with Colunga.
And there's Thiago. That floating ball out to Pedro. Support for Miguel Torres forces Pedro infield. Busquets quickly moves it on again. Now Teo. And Adriano tried to pick out the forward run of Thiago.
See Montoya. It's an untidy challenge. It's not really a challenge, it's a tangle between the 2 players. The assistant referee's looking across. He's the one that should be helping the referee. I'm not sure if Colunga was going to get possession of the ball. I'm not so sure how much Colunga tried to get out of the way, but he's entitled if he can feel contact with the defender. He doesn't have to get out of the way.
Contact again between the same two players. Same outcome. No whistle. Away by Busquets, who dropped into the Barcelona defensive line. And this is the experienced Lopo. Booed mercilessly when they took on his former club Deportivo La Coruña just before the international break.
We see it again, Kalunga's making a move into the box. The ball goes slightly behind him. Montoya puts an arm across his back, just slightly touches him, but I don't think it would have been a generous decision to have awarded the penalty to Getafe. We saw Pedro Leon get forward there. Kalunga is always going to be a threat where he runs in behind. He's going to be hoping that Barcelona push both full-backs on at the same time, which they generally do. And he'll be left just against the two central defenders and peel off in those wing areas of the pitch, the wider areas. And won't look to run in behind Puyol and Piqué.
Here's Montoya, another product of the Barcelona academy. So many players are. That's one back by Thiago for Fabregas, and there goes Xavi. Couldn't get it down, but Fabregas might. And his shot was quickly charged down. But Barcelona, as is their way, grab the ball back immediately. It's Pedro. Piqué and Puyol back together again. Injuries have robbed Barcelona of that partnership too many times in the last couple of seasons. Here's Barada. No chance of Puyol pulling out, but it does break for Pedro Leon, the on-loan Real Madrid man. Might be trying to do his parent club a favour tonight. Look how deep Fabregas was there as the false nine. It's very false, isn't it?
Yep, you can see the two central defenders. They're looking around. They've got nobody within 20 metres to mark.
It's good play by Pedro Leon. Fell out with Jose Mourinho after moving from Getafe to Real Madrid for 10 million euros. Had one bad season, played a couple of bad games essentially, and was moved on by Mourinho, and is back at Getafe now on loan. Not a bad bit of business by Getafe. Not particularly high tempo from Barcelona in this opening period.
No, that's the problem. And you see the two central defenders, they have to concentrate. Alexis and Lopo with no obvious centre forward to mark. They have to be aware. Thiago has been the player running from deep from midfield, predominantly getting in behind the central defenders, or looking to get in behind. But in this slow, patient build-up from Barcelona, Getafe look quite comfortable at the back.
And that was well won. And it's worked again to Pedro Leon. Can take on Adriano. Defending's not his strongest suit for a full-back, Adriano. Pedro Leon clips it forward. They all gave up the chase, fearful that they were offside.
Yeah, Diego Castro just changed his position from out wide on the left, diagonal run across, tried to break up the Barcelona defence. The only threat so far from Barcelona is when Getafe have been defending higher up the pitch, and it's allowed Barcelona time and space to play the balls towards the wide players who get isolated against the fullbacks. And both got the beating of the Getafe defenders in terms of pace. Other than that, so far so good for Getafe.
Everything the Barcelona players said beforehand suggested that they were coming with a feeling of determination, knowing that Getafe would be defensive, knowing that they're fast on the break and effective. It was a gamble that Mourinho took in the game against Real Madrid. He went gung-ho when Getafe got a goal, and they conceded a second almost immediately after he'd made a substitution, an attacking substitution in that game. Puyol is forward, Piqué is forward. Clipped in towards Puyol, who won it. And a chance of a break. Barada to Kalunga. They need bodies back here, Barcelona. It wasn't a great touch by Adrian Kalunga. Good work by Adriano.
Always handy to have a player with the pace of Adriano on the halfway line when you're forced to defend from your own attacking set piece. In the counter-attack, Kalunga's a really quick player.
Now Teo had that very early opportunity. Would have very much changed the complexion of the night, and I guess Getafe would have had to have had some kind of rethink. Probably not too early. If they concede one goal, they'll probably stick with the plan, you'd imagine.
Yep, particularly if they concede early, they have to. They don't need to panic. I think Luis Garcia would be quite content just to be the one goal behind with remaining 15-20 minutes to go. Of course, he'd much prefer to be on level terms, or even better for him, and he's side ahead.
That's good pressure by Getafe. Forced the chance he passed forward by Puyol, but the Barcelona, how quickly they win the ball back every time. And now Montoya joins in the attack from right back to Fabregas. Thiago making the run into the penalty area. It goes sideways instead to Adriano. Very light of touch on the ball, Thiago. And here's the pacey Teo. Sometimes looks like he's got a bit of a heavy touch. He almost made up for it there with the burst of pace.
He's quick, but not that quick. It was a heavy touch. Valera was grateful. He'll be happy that Luis Garcia, his team, are nice and compact when Barcelona have the ball. On the other occasion that they're threatened on the counter-attack, Pedro Leon, Diego Castro, Abdel Barada look as if they've got a threat.
That's Valera at the right back. Scored with a header to beat Barcelona last season. He's also got a goal. You know, the only 2 goals he's ever scored for Getafe against Barcelona and against Real Madrid in victories. It's a good challenge by Alexis, the central defender on loan from Sevilla. And Xavi. This time they go through the middle. Fabregas with a pretty good first touch, but Lopez sticking with him. And then the free kick eventually goes against the former Arsenal man.
He did really well, Fabregas, because it was a difficult diagonal pass to control. As we expect from him, it was a smashing first touch, but eventually gets crowded out. It's just the only Barcelona player in the box. Lopo it is initially, puts him under pressure. Fabregas eventually gives away a foul.
As Pedro, it's good thinking, quick header forward, but Lopo got back. Miguel Torres had a bit of a problem there with Pedro. He got some support, but the free kick was conceded. Xavi over the ball, moved to 117 caps with Spain's win over Georgia in midweek. They've only played 1 qualifier so far. They won it, but they're in a very tough group with France in the same group. France have won their opening 2 fixtures. It's Xavi looking for Piqué. The header came from Lopo, and then the catch from Moya. Good work by the goalkeeper as well. Kalunga took it down. Xavi Torres looking for Barada. And he's given Miguel Torres a bit of a chase there.
I think the pass was intended for Pedro Leon. Piqué covered the run. And Miguel Torres, Xavi Torres and Michel in midfield. Really important role in the team for them tonight. Both of them are playing the holding role. They're determined to sit in front of Lopo and Alexis, trying not to allow too much space between those two lines of defence. They have to be really vigilant against the midfield runners of Barcelona.
Here's Adriano. Happy to check back out again and use Thiago and Xavi. Busquets, one touch and in the pass this time. Good work by Michel, former Birmingham man. Got in to win that one back, and it's Barada to lead the charge away. They are looking to counter, aren't they, when they get the ball?
I think they've got that covered now, and they're all back behind the ball. Barcelona have, I don't mind Barcelona having 12, 15 passes. And when they press, they're sharp, incisive to win it back, and then straight away, Castro, Leon, Barada, looking to get forward as quickly as possible, whether a pass or run.
Teo. Plenty of blue shirts around him. Thiago and Adriano again. They've seen plenty of the ball. All the Barcelona players have. Here's Gerard Piqué. Teo's quick, but he's not that quick. Not first time tonight we've said that.
No, but it's good movement from Piqué. Just drifted into those attacking area of the pitch, Gerard Piqué. Series of passes, not afraid to come out the back with the ball.
Barcelona coach there in the black polo shirt. Here goes Kalunga. His pace will worry the two central defenders.
Yep, that pass spun down the side of the central defenders is the type of service Kalunga needs.
The foul here is given against Sergio Busquets. And a yellow card as well. Probably for the protest as much as for the challenge.
Yeah, he reacted after making the challenge, and the decision of a free kick being awarded against him. He makes the challenge there against Barada. Slightly unlucky, I think. I think his legs tangle afterwards. Barada goes crashing to the ground, but pretty certain that Luis Garcia would have had his team working on set pieces, attacking set pieces for situations like this.
Pedro Leon is a real threat. He's not really on his side as the right footer, but his free kicks in the games we've seen this season on Sky Sports have been absolutely superb.
Valera, Alexis, Lopo, Michel's a decent size as well. If you're looking to attack this, they know this is a real chance for them to concern Victor Valdez.
Close enough for the shot as well, perhaps. Two-man wall. The two wingers, Teo and Pedro. And it's whipped in hard and low, actually too close to the goalkeeper. Good safe hands by Valdez. Here's Piqué. Almost lost concentration for a second there, Adriano. This is Busquets again. And Montoya. not only are Barcelona playing with a false nine, they're playing with a false nine who hasn't scored in 22 games. Last goal for Barcelona in the Copa del Rey in February. Cesc Fabregas.
Big decision for Villanova to rest Messi in this fixture.
Here goes Thiago. Great chance. Oh, and it rattles off the top of the bar. Well, he made it with the run. He's demanding. It should be a corner. It's a goal kick, though.
Well, I think he's carried the biggest attacking threat for Barcelona. He runs off the ball. This time he's on the ball. You know he's got the skill to take defenders on. Jinx in between Michel and Lopo. Evades that last-ditch challenge, gets his shot off. Really unlucky to see it at the crossbar.
Well, there's plenty more Spanish football coming up over the next few days. Sevilla versus Real Madrid next. That's at 9 o'clock, so stay with us for that. The early kickoffs are back on a Sunday as well. And check out the later games as well. Atletico Madrid against Rayo Vallecano, and a game online again on Monday night. Revista is back with you Tuesday, 6 o'clock, Sky Sports 2 HD.
So the effort from Pedro Leon goes for a bit of dip and a bit of swerve, hoping to get some action on the free kick there. Valdez collects it cleanly.
Here goes Teo again, stretching his legs. Went for the early cross into the penalty area. Moya came and flapped it away, although no one was keeping up with Teo.
The goalkeeper's fortunate to get away with that. He makes a mess of dealing with that cross from Teo. There are easier fixtures, aren't there, in La Liga for Villanova to rest Lionel Messi. I think perhaps one of the easier games at home might have been an obvious one. Getafe away is a difficult fixture. They lost last year here. Real Madrid have been beaten already this season here.
Messi's played every minute of Barcelona's season so far. Only Victor Valdez can claim the same, and then he played 180 minutes in the 2 games for Argentina as well. It's time for a rest, but that's never really affected Messi before. Many times in the last few seasons we've thought he might have been rested, and he's always been very reluctant to sit a game out. And they did drop the points in this corresponding fixture at this time last season against Sociedad. Did all right in the next one, a 3-0 win over Racing after the next break for internationals. And there are a few of those breaks these days, of course. This is Xavi.
We're assuming he's been rested, aren't we? We don't anticipate that he's been dropped.
Here's Xavi, tries to get on the end of it, and then it's Adriano who was breaking into the penalty area, lashed it in the rough direction of the goal, took a bit of a deflection, did it on the way through.
Yep, intricate passing move by Barcelona. Eventually the shot clearing the crossbar, they do get a corner.
Puyol is forward, the man in the mask. The fractured cheekbone has been his latest injury problem. There have been plenty of them for the rugged central defender in the last couple of seasons. Xavi fires that one in, and he's given this one, given it against Barcelona. Really looked like one of those situations that could have given it either way for the pushing and shoving going on.
Yeah, we saw the pushing and shoving before the kick was taken. It's Alexis and Sergio Busquets. If that's a foul against Busquets, why? Alexis has got both arms wrapped around him and wins himself a free kick. There must have been another infringement there that we haven't picked up on the replay.
I don't know what a referee is supposed to do. Obviously, you can't give the decision until the ball's in play. Once the ball's in play, if 2 players are fouling each other at the same time, what do you do on opposite teams? It's impossible, isn't it? Nearly half an hour played. Barcelona still looking for the opening goal. They've done most of the pushing and probing. is Xavi. Just goes for the strike this time, a little bit more direct. Comfortable save though for Moya. And a quick use of the ball, and Piqué was using his arm there against Adrian Kalunga, who then responded with a more obvious foul.
Xavi out, looks at his options, decides to go himself for goal. Possible offside there against Teo after the collision, before the collision against Moya.
I often think about this ground. If you were coming to Spain to try and watch Barcelona or Real Madrid and find tickets hard to come by, this is the fixture to get them for. So many empty seats around the place. They have very high ticket prices apparently. It's not got a massive depth of history. The stadium is named after Alfonso Perez, who never actually played for Getafe, did play for Barcelona for a while. This is Diego Castro now. Now Barada. He swings it in. There's Pedro Leon waiting for it. And he got a shot on target. Valdez had to make a save.
He was going to go for power there, didn't he? At the last second, decided to side foot the finish. Didn't trouble Valdez.
Now Fabregas running into the penalty area, and it's swept in. Well, he continued his run all the way from left back, and he scored in successive games, Adriano. Well, they've been working hard to find a way through. Fabregas ran at the defence. Adriano kept with him. Adriano scores.
Yep, brilliant play from the left back. Really attacking, ambitious play. He just runs alongside Fabregas. Jinx in between a couple of, in all honesty, weak challenges in the 18-yard area. Lopo and Valera. The ball just trickles free from the control of Fabregas. Getafe probably think they've dealt with a threat. And he nipped Adriano. Just toe pokes it past Moya in the Getafe goal. It's a really big goal for Barcelona. I didn't think they'd troubled Moya enough on too many occasions, but they've got the breakthrough now.
Well, it wasn't a classic Barcelona goal by any stretch, was it? But it will do very nicely for them with Lionel Messi sitting on the bench.
Such an asset, isn't he, Adriano? One of those unsung players, utility player, can play on both sides of the pitch, and wide on the flank, in an attacking position or in both full-back positions. A couple of really important goals now he's popped up with. Different types of goals as well, weren't they? We saw the screamer against Valencia, now followed up by an opportunity strike there.
It's a corner here for Barca.
Just thought it was getting to the point, the half-an-hour mark, where it was getting a little bit edgy for Barcelona. And just wondered whether Villanova was thinking perhaps maybe just slightly adjusting his team.
Michel with the header, the central midfield player, but they win it back so quickly again. Thiago and Busquets battling for it. Thiago takes it on, his little back heel there. And Fabregas. And now Teo. And clipped again towards Thiago. Got time to take it down. He went for a little poke, looking for the bottom corner there, but Moya got down in the nick of time.
Yeah, that's a brilliant save. It looked to all intents and purposes that Thiago was going to strike it hard towards the far post. Just about gets himself back into an onside position. Good chest control. Might have caught the goalkeeper by surprise there, but going for the near post. A smashing save from the keeper, Moya.
Xavi booms one in and over the head of Puyol this time, but it's a heavy touch there by Miguel Torres. And here's Thiago's been very influential. Now Montoya. And the goal scorer, Adriano. Teo again. the match has just picked up exactly the same pattern since the goal.
That'll take away the goal from Adriano, take away any anxiety from the Barcelona performance. So the chest control from Thiago, immaculate. It's a good finish as well, and an outstanding save from Moya. Well, he knows he practices day in, day out with a goalkeeping coach on the training pitch. Quick reactions down to his left.
One of a number of very good Spanish goalkeepers around. They picked him up on the cheap from Valencia, where he had never really nailed down a first-team place. Was at Mallorca before that successfully. Pedro Leon would chase this, but Puyol's positioning, as ever, was impeccable.
I make the point that Getafe might have to open up a little bit, but that's easier said than done, I'm afraid, against Barcelona.
Xavi steals in, didn't take the ball away with him. They're appealing for handball, then all of the Getafe players around the ball. We'll have to see it again.
Xavi Torres in particular is adamant that there was an infringement there.
Now Fabregas quickly down the other end of the pitch though with Xavi. He waits before bringing in Teo. Montoya, nobody in the penalty area, or for that matter running towards the penalty area when Montoya had it. PK forwards now. And Teo's on the charge. Ignored again by Xavi. Said it's to Fabregas. Thiago. Is Fabregas deliberately playing deeper now, or is it just a switch for a minute or two? Nice turn by Xavi, lovely play. And it's Teo. And managed just to steal in to nick it back there. Michel with a vital touch, Barada. Try and stretch the legs of Kalunga here. We'll try and worry Gerard Piqué. And he wins a free kick here, right on the edge of the penalty area. And a yellow card as well against Piqué.
That's the position that Kalunga really wants. 1 against 1 in a wider area of the pitch against the even essential defenders for Barcelona. I must admit, I do feel at times for defenders. 1 against 1, it is a foul. Piqué's first infringement of the game, picks up a yellow card. It's a free kick. Good skill from Kalunga, drops his shoulder, goes the other way. You see the ball against the hand of Carlos Puyol. Diego Castro is the player that's appealing. Difficult one again for the referee to give. Not even half a yard. And his arm was down by his side. It was it would have been a contentious decision, I think, again. So we're giving Getafe a penalty. And they're racking up the appeals. They'll hope to put the pressure on the referee. They're going to hope to put some pressure on Valdez from this set piece from Pedro Leon. This could be a shooting opportunity. Anything across the face of the goalkeeper.
It's Pedro Leon, and he goes for goal, and it's beaten out. And they were getting right across the face as well. It's hard to say whether it was a shot or a cross, because he just put it into the dangerous area.
Yeah, certainly, it doesn't matter. Anywhere in that area, I think Lopo should score there. He gets there across Victor Valdez. If he gets a touch on that, it flies in the back of the net. For some reason, Lopo missed it. Just needed the slightest of contact, and that would have been the equaliser.
Well, they do have a goal threat. Getafe, they've scored in all of their games. They came back to beat Real Madrid. Goals have been spread around the team. Only Barada has scored twice. They let last season's top scorer Miku move on to Celtic, initially on loan. They have effectively sold their top scorer every season for the past few seasons. Some good strikers have been through this club. Now Kalunga, PK didn't pull out of the challenge, bearing in mind he's just picked up a yellow card. Got it right. Miguel Torres forward. It's PK's header away. Miguel Torres and PK again. Pedro with the layoff, and Thiago now to Fabregas. And Pedro sprinting through the middle. Lopo did well. Doesn't have the pace of Pedro, of course, but if you get yourself in the right position as a central defender, you give yourself the best possible opportunity.
Fabregas appealing for a penalty initially there against Lopo, and then I don't think that was a penalty. I think we had 3 appeals tonight. I don't think any of them have been worthy of a penalty decision from the referee.
A set there by Teo. Oh, picked up by Xavi, and he ignores Fabregas initially, and then he's offside when he does play it to him. It's probably the right decision not to play it the first time. Probably should have carried on himself.
That's exactly what he was going to do. Fabregas had just allowed himself to drift into an offside position. Getafe's setup was pretty rigid, wasn't it? After going a goal behind, the game might become a little bit more open, a little bit more even in terms of possession. Certainly might see Pedro Leon, Diego Castro and Del Barada, Kalunga all have more opportunities on the ball. We haven't seen the fullbacks, Valero and Miguel Torres get forward at all for Getafe as yet.
And Pedro Leon then is penalised for the foul on Adriano.
That's the dilemma for Getafe. In a minute they've made the game more open. Change over in transition of possession there. Adriano collects that cleanly. Without being fouled by Pedro Leon, they know that Barcelona are looking to break out. More space in midfield, more space in attack for the wingers to exploit in particular. In terms of a spectacle, I think set perfectly for a really attacking, entertaining second half. The home team have got to come out and go for it if they can't get equalised before half-time.
Valera just got enough on that. As Pedro switched over to the left for the last 5-10 minutes of the first half.
Xavi is playing a lot more advanced as well now. He's almost playing alongside Fabregas.
Is that a false 10 position? Here is Cesc Fabregas.
A false 9, a false 10 and false fullbacks.
Now Montoya. And the real 37, Teo, comes back inside to Xavi. Adriano's on the charge again. Comes to Xavi. Teo had made an enterprising run, but Moya was strong there, takes an easy catch.
At times it's tempting for Getafe players. Teo just leaning into an offside position there. Getafe players that go chasing the ball and they get frustrated that they haven't had possession for a while. That's what Barcelona want them to do. When they start losing their position, losing their shape, Barcelona play quick passes around them and exploit any space that they can find.
found with Spain, didn't we, in the Euros, that it does allow a team to exert a lot of control over a match, playing with effectively so many players in midfield.
The key is getting the first goal, isn't it?
Haven't seen a possession stat yet, but I would imagine it would be overwhelming. And no stoppage time at all at the end of the first half. The first half that Barcelona have dominated in terms of possession. They've had one or two little worrying moments along the way, but the crucial goal came from the fullback. It was Adriano, that man on the end of a move created by Cesc Fabregas, and he gave Barcelona the half-time lead. So the Alfonso Perez Stadium, Getafe 0, Barcelona 1. Welcome back. No changes made by either side during the half-time breaks, and so the likes of Villa and Messi remain on the bench, along with the teenager Gerard Deulofeu, who's a very highly rated, exciting player for Barcelona. Barcelona in the orange and yellow, and Getafe in the blue. Pedro Leon had one or two little flashes in that first half. One of their former Real Madrid players, Tito Villanova, continues his exile. Doesn't seem to be much of a punishment, though, in the Spanish league. Basically have to sit in the stand, but he's still involved, still does the team talk and does the pre-match press conferences and everything else. It's not like the absolute ban that comes with a touchline suspension in UEFA competition. Lafita injured for Getafe, their only notable absentee, and that's the main team news from Barcelona. You can see Lionel Messi warming up on the touchline. Maybe a little message there to everybody concerned that he doesn't intend to sit out the full 90 minutes. It's the first minutes missed this season for the great man.
So Navarro Vasquez warming up there as well for Getafe, the recent signing from Espanyol. Perhaps a hint that Luis Garcia is aware that he probably needs another striker on the pitch to play alongside Columba.
Bit of a surprise signing in many ways, wasn't it? Not an obvious move up in terms of the stature of the club, but obviously Espanyol happy to pick up relatively small amount of money, €3 million for a good player.
Yep, highly thought of. And a very young player still. Just 21 years of age. Needs goals, needs to make goals for his all-round plays. He's been involved in the Espanyol team now for 2 or 3 seasons. He'll be slightly disappointed after he's moved. He hasn't gone straight into the starting lineup. Plenty of time for the young player, and his time might be tonight against Barcelona.
There's Xavi with a free kick. Well, Fabregas made the run. Nobody else went with him. So let's see how close he was to it.
That's the reason the free kick was given. Xavi Torres there, a handball. I think he was in an offside position. The fact he doesn't touch it, perhaps that's why the referee doesn't flag. Give us a clue, Lino.
The rule is, if you're involved directly in the play, isn't it? If you address the ball, I would say he was addressing the ball. He's flinging himself full length to try and connect with it. Anyway, nothing came of it. Here's Diego Castro. He was there to be curled towards the goal of Victor Valdez. It curled the wrong way.
It'd be good to see a bit more purpose in the Getafe attack, a bit more commitment to getting forward to try and get that equaliser and open this game right up. Getafe are capable of causing the Barcelona defence problems as well. The Barcelona defence didn't have to do too much defending in the first half. I think Luis Garcia would probably think it was a little bit too comfortable for Barcelona in the first 45 minutes.
That's good work by Teo, kept it in. Picked a pass out to Xavi, throws 2 midfielders off the trail with a smart turn. Montoya to Xavi. Now Adriano, who made 1 appearance for Brazil in the break. Of course, they're not playing competitive games. The hosts of the next World Cup, one of the games they played, they had a wholly domestic-based side, but They also beat China 8-0. So many options, of course, Brazil. There's Lopo. This is Alexis. The other Alexis, the Barcelona one, is injured. It's good play by Gerard Piqué.
Slightly wasteful from Kalunga, giving the ball away cheaply. We need him in the game more, particularly Abdel Barada. He's the more talented player. Getafe can get him on the ball, what chance they would get that equaliser.
Barada, and now Diego Castro, the former Sporting man. Pedro Leon, outflanked there by Adriano, wasn't it? Good pace there by the Brazilian fullback. Puyol puts his clearance out of play. Signed a number of players on free transfers off the back of what they thought was an impending investment of Middle Eastern oil money. No actual big money transfer fees were paid out because they didn't actually have the money. There's Teo. No transfer fee, of course, for so many of these Barcelona players, although a couple of them, Cesc Fabregas, Jordi Alba, who's got flu and is not involved, are Barcelona products, but have to be re-signed for big money. It's an expensive way round, of course. They do save themselves a fortune by producing their own crop of talented players.
Piqué likewise, wasn't it? Running back to Manchester United.
Well, that was only 5 million, wasn't it? That was a good bit of business. Here's Barada bursting towards the penalty area. It's looking like a threatening run. Puyol got in the way, chipped back over. And the top of the defence again by Xavi Torres, but Valdez came. He's had one or two iffy moments this season, Victor Valdez.
It's better from Barada as well. Eventually denied by Carlos Puyol. That's what Luis Garcia will want him on the ball, running at defenders. A lot of hard work in the first half defensively, joining up, making a defensive number with the other two midfield players, but they need him in the attacking third of the pitch.
That's Kalunga, and that will be allowed to go all the way out of play. Goal kick for Victor Valdez. Kalunga says he's in his best ever shape. He's had injury problems over the years. He was at Sporting Gijón last season. Did well for them, actually. They went down, but he brought a little bit of verve to their attack in the closing stages. Good play by Lopo. Barada. And Puyol's gone down here. Not another injury, is it, for the Barcelona defender?
Certainly is looking some pain, doesn't he? He's holding his knee. Knee problems in the summer. Just the contact injury though. As soon as he swipes over his left foot to win the ball out, his knee catches the knee of the young player Barada. Hopefully for Puyol it's just a contact injury, hasn't opened up the knee joint again. Certainly testing his knee.
Interesting, Tito Villanova's comments about asked about the injured players from the international break, because Iniesta and Alexis Sanchez both came back with injuries. He said, quite philosophically, really, he said, well, they might have been injured here, has been injured on international duty, and it's a privilege to have your players play international football.
She looks a little twist there as well, I have to be honest.
Mascherano and Song. are on the bench. Mascherano still playing midfield when he plays for Argentina. Here's Colunga. Acceleration as Barcelona are a player down. It's a waste though, isn't it, from Colunga?
Busquets has dropped in at centre-back at the moment.
Barcelona continue. A man down for the time being with Xavi. And then Pedro. And there's Montoya, and it was a heavy first touch there, but he's done enough to force the corner here as Mascherano does warm up.
I'd be surprised if Barcelona take the risk with Carlos Puyol, but it is the type of game where they need the heart of the team, the captain, the leader. As they look to try and stretch that lead at the top. Take themselves 8 points away from Real Madrid before they face Sevilla tonight.
There goes Puyol. It comes all the way through to Teo. And he tries to curl it in the top corner. We've seen him do that a few times in his relatively short Barcelona career.
It's a decent effort from the young winger. Right-footed player. He's just hovering outside the edge of the 18-yard area there. Lopo rightly gets to him and tries to put him under as much pressure as possible. He's still got his shot off and see what he's trying to do. Bend it in the top corner.
A couple of appearances for the under-21s for Spain. Christian Teo in the past week or so. Puyol again gets the better of Colunga. Mix-up there, unless Adriano's deliberately played it out because of this problem. Recurring or ongoing problem for Puyol. It's going to have to come off.
It's a shame. The 34-year-old going through it at the moment in terms of injuries. Hopefully that's nothing to do with the knee injury that required him to have surgery during the summer. See him miss the Copa del Rey final, the European Championships for his country. And here I think he just opens up the joint slightly. I thought it was a contact injury at first, but he just falls slightly at an angle there on his left knee.
Well, he walks off reasonably freely in the end, although he's obviously bitterly disappointed to have to give way.
And I think that's a problem. I think he's aware that his knee feels slightly unstable, which is the reaction you normally feel after picking up that type of injury, medial ligament injury. Who's that looking to come on a sub?
Not going to play centre-back, is he? Here's Teo. His touch takes him away. Goal-scoring position. Good save by Moya. Well, everybody almost switched off there except Teo and the Getafe goalkeeper.
The goalkeeper, I'm afraid, again for Teo, reads the finish. He does really well here. It's clearly going to go for the far post, opens his body up. I just wonder, with a little bit more experience and a little bit more confidence, he can just whip that in towards the near post. A little bit too obvious on the finish there. But his pace does get him away from fullbacks.
Well, Valera almost gave it up, didn't he? Here he goes again, Teo. Valera just takes the inside route. Make sure he's in position to try and address him now. And it goes across again to Fabregas. And Thiago with the forward run. It'll be a different challenge now for Getafe, with Lionel Messi about to enter the contest, and it's in place of Thiago. So does that mean that Cesc Fabregas will just drop a little bit deeper and play as a more orthodox midfield player?
I think he'll play slightly deeper, but I still think he'll be looking to rotate with Messi. I think if Messi comes deep, Fabregas will go in towards the centre-forward position. I think in general Messi would lead the, I was going to say lead the line, that non-existent line up front for Barcelona. I can't imagine that Messi was sent on with too many instructions from the bench.
6 goals already for Barcelona this season. Not a bad start, although did manage, what, the 73. It's extraordinary. I have to look down every time I read that stat. 82 for club and country last season. Unheard of goal-scoring feats from Lionel Messi. Scored more goals last season than Iniesta's ever scored. That's in towards Kalunga. It's a touch by Adriano. Blimey, that was cool defending by the Brazilian.
More attacking play intent there from Getafe for sure. Kalunga doesn't get connection there with his finish.
Well, we discussed Alvaro, and he's replacing Kalunga. Interesting this, isn't it? Because like for like, the front man coming off for another forward. So the youngster just signed for €3 million from Espanyol. It's a polite ovation from the Getafe fans. Don't really go crazy for it.
There's a little bit more of a physical presence than Kalunga. Kalunga's slightly quicker, slightly sharper.
Not the greatest footwork there by Victor Valdez. Always was seen as a strength of his, wasn't he? As I say, he's had one or two suspect moments this season. There's Barada. He's played deeper than we've seen him in other games. Here's Diego Castro. He's got Xavi Torres on the inside. It's not the best of balls for Michel. And welcome to the game, Lionel Messi. And within seconds of him addressing the ball, it's a yellow card for Michel.
I think the change from Luis Garcia to get Alvaro on the pitch means that he's going to look for his centre forward now to hold the ball up, to allow the midfield players, the wide players of Getafe to get forward and join up in support with Kalunga. For the first hour, they were looking to get balls down the side of the Barcelona defenders, play more on the counter-attack. I'm pretty sure Alvaro had been sent off instructions to keep hold of the ball and try and get a bit more possession for Getafe in the attacking half of the pitch.
Messi's only just put that shirt on, hasn't he? And Michel trying to wrestle it off him. Fabregas forward. Oh, Valero was late. Got there as soon as he could. He gets a yellow card.
He's probably fed up of Teo running in behind him. I'm afraid he's kicked the wrong player.
It's Adriano who's down, isn't it?
It was a late challenge by Valero. Needless challenge as well. He's never going to get the ball. That's not a very pleasant challenge from the Getafe right back. He's probably just getting slightly fed up now with balls being played in behind him. Having to turn and run, knowing he's got no hope of keeping up with Teo.
Mehdi Larson will be the next player to come on for Getafe, a holding midfield player. So Luis Garcia is making small, relatively cautious changes. It's Xavi Torres and Barada. Skips between a couple of players. And around Busquets. And Miguel Torres plays it in. Piqué had to clear. It's good play by Lopo. Xavi couldn't control, but he wins the tackle. He can tackle when required. He normally, of course, likes to just intercept and to nick the ball back. Whistles for Lionel Messi. Here is Messi playing very deep in these opening minutes for him. Pinged it into Fabregas, who did well to control it. And Fabregas, Teo staying very wide this time. Again, he cuts back onto that right side, and Fabregas, now Montoya, and Montoya is looking for the run of Messi. Had to be Lopo to come in and head it behind. It's a corner.
Yep, all of a sudden there's a alertness there. Both players going for the ball higher there with their studs showing. I think the referee right to continue played out. And Lopo gets the touch ahead of Lionel Messi, as you'd expect him to. pretty sure there'll be a little bit more anxiety now between Alexis and Lopo.
Easy catch for Moya.
Getafe very much still in this game. Plenty of time left yet. Intensity of their attacking play has certainly gone up a notch.
Overhit pass by Xavi. Still gets the applause from Messi. Really, Larsson's been waiting there a long time, hasn't he? Forgotten he got stripped and ready. Alexis has got enough pace to intercept that ball forward to Pedro. 2 changes made for Barcelona, so the chances of Villa getting on just get a little bit slimmer. He did play 38 minutes and got a goal against Saudi Arabia, extend his Spanish goal-scoring record. Says he's 100% fit, just waiting for match time, really.
It'll be interesting to see what the thought process is of Tito Vilanova. So it would be games like this you'd be expecting David Villa, if they really want him back to match fitness as soon as possible, then he should be getting on. But now we've made the 2 substitutions, it's important. He doesn't use all 3 up, and something possibly could go wrong. Has to keep one in reserve just in case for a little bit longer, I think.
Now here goes Messi. He's got support square from Pedro. That's a rash challenge. And it's Miguel Torres has got there, won the ball and conceded a corner. According to referee Fernando Teixeira Vitienes.
You don't often see Messi go to ground. He's through on goal. Miguel Torres does really well. He makes the sliding challenge. It's a heavy touch from Lionel Messi. That's a penalty all day long. He certainly makes contact. The referee's got the perfect view of it. Messi sees the funny side of it.
Well, we debated some penalties in the first half and half-time. Were all questionable. Didn't seem questionable to me. I was expecting the referee to point to the spot, I must say. Here's the corner, and it's catching practice again for Moya.
It was the training leg, wasn't it, Miguel Torres, that certainly catches Messi. It was a trip. It was a risky challenge, wasn't it? Sliding in, last-ditch challenge. And he caught Messi, and that had to be a penalty.
Adriano got the only goal of the game against Valencia in the last match the Barcelona played. It's Adriano's goal that is giving them the points as it stands at the moment. Here's Fabregas. Good take by Messi. Oh, and it's a lovely pass for Pedro. And a good save by Moya. Able to beat it away. Pedro does well to collect it again. Now Adriano, a couple of blue shirts, quickly close in on him. And Montoya has found Xavi. And this is waved away. Good challenge. And Pedro Leon.
You see the run from Xavi takes Valera into a central defensive position, vacates the space completely for Pedro to receive the ball and have the shot and goal. I think that's a wise decision from Luis Garcia. It's important they keep that high tempo up in the midfield area. Eddie Larsson there swapping places with Michel.
Oh, that's good play by Diego Castro. He's dropped himself into what would have been an offside position, but from the throw, of course, he's allowed to be there. The other thing about taking Michel off, of course, is that it's important to keep 11 on the pitch. Diego Castro might be joining the others in the referee's notebook.
Imagine it's tiring work playing against Barcelona in midfield, and 1-0 down, and the game's going to open up. You're going to need a midfield player that can get forward to try and get an equaliser, equally get back and trying to help out his defence as well. So you can understand that change from Luis Garcia.
Well, Barcelona might just be extending their lead. We'll see how Real Madrid respond. They've got a very tough game away to Sevilla next, so stay with us on Sky Sports 4 HD. And then got any choices of games tomorrow, starting early on for Espanyol. Here goes Teo, breaking into the penalty area. Can't take the ball with him though. There's your selection of matches, and we round it all up with Revista on Tuesday at 6. And here's Alvaro. Mascherano passes his first test of pace though. 2 balls on the pitch at the moment.
Don't worry about that. Piqué knows exactly what he's doing. Getafe trying to take the quick throw in. An alternative ball. I'm not sure he delayed it long enough for teammates to get back in position.
As Barada tries to go between those orange Barcelona shirts again. Fabregas to Messi, Piqué with a touch, and says Fabregas again. Now Pedro. Chance to take on Valera, who's got a yellow card. Pedro Leon got back to help out. Not the strongest part of his game. Good pressure there by Getafe. Plays off as Xavi Torres emerges with the ball. There's Pedro Leon again. This time he fires it long for Alvaro. Xavi quite happy to slow it all down. And Messi fires the ball towards Pedro. Can't get it down first time. Goes the long way round and finds Adriano. And Montoya, 21-year-old fullback, and Teo, same age. Xavi's much older, but has won so much in the game, of course. Xavi over the years, 6 Spanish championships, 3 times the Champions League, and in a couple of Copa del Rey's, a couple of European championships and a World Cup, and you've got just about the most decorated footballer ever. 1 or 2 others you can make a case for. There's Messi looking for Xavi. Valera with a sliding interception.
City challenged. It's definitely, as Miguel Torres goes to ground, there's a trip there at the end of it. Initially doesn't make contact, but there's certainly a tangle of legs, whether it's intentional or not.
Here's Pedro, and he's cut back inside again, and this time the referee is going to give it. Pedro cut back inside Valera. And it's a sad smile from the referee, almost apologetically. Now, will he take any further action here against Valera? He seems to be surviving here, Valera. Doesn't have to be a booking, of course, just because it's a foul in the penalty area.
No, but the point I made about Piqué in the first half, it was a foul, it was a free kick, that's it. And I think likewise here with Valera. It isn't great defending, he doesn't cover himself in glory, but it's difficult. Pedro can go either side, he twists, cuts back there. There's contact from the Getafe fullback. He's had a bit of a torrid second half. There's contact with Pedro there, and eventually, about 8 appeals now from both teams. The referee does award Barcelona a penalty.
Well, he started the match sitting on the subs bench. But you can't keep him out of the action. It's Messi, and it's a fearsome shot. In it goes. Surely the winner now for Barcelona on their way to another 3 points. And Messi with yet another goal.
It didn't take him long, did it? Tito Villanova's decision to rest the young Argentine striker appears to be paying off. He just can't help himself but to get involved. He certainly livened things up in terms of attacking play for Barcelona. It's a powerful shot. Moy goes to his left, he gets the right way. It's not the most accurate penalty that Lionel Messi has ever taken, but there's sufficient power on it to get it past the Getafe goalkeeper. You can see the relief, the delight there from the Barcelona players.
And we will see David Villa. The second goal is almost the license there to put Villa on, it would seem. Offside flag up here against Messi.
Might take Messi off now. 10-15 minute run out, keep him wrapped up in cotton wool. It's a close one, isn't it? But I think he just is in an offside position.
And it's Teo who is going off. He's had a bit of a mixed game. Teo, who has shown glimpses of what he's been able to do. He's probably had as many chances as anybody else in the game, though. And on comes David Villa. It's his third appearance as a sub since his injury. Hasn't started a game since last November in La Liga, since before they went away to the World Club Championships where he broke his leg. And he scored 9 goals last season. Spain's record goal scorer. It's his worst haul. Such a consistent 20-goal-a-season striker, David Villa. Great to see him fit again. Not necessarily if you're a defender in La Liga, though.
Teo has been effective again. In fact, he just stretches defenders who are fearful of his main asset, which is obviously his pace. Time doesn't make the right decisions, makes the wrong choices at times, but still only 21. He'll learn the game.
Villa immediately involved. Little 1-2 play with Messi. Not a bad couple of attacking subs to bring on, though, is it? Messi and Villa. Getafe will respond with Sarabia. It's Xavi, captain now for Barcelona, with Puyol off injured. An effortless change of direction again from Xavi that just buys him so much time in the often congested midfield. Attacking burst there by Busquets until he thought better of it. And Messi tries to pick his way through. Lopo is on the ground, but still being a nuisance. Now Pedro, he can wait here for Montoya, who fires it across, and in it goes from Messi. You can't keep him down. Off the bench and on the score sheet twice now. Barcelona with a third goal, are heading back to the top of La Liga with a 100% record at the start of the season.
It's an absolutely ridiculous spell of play for Barcelona. Loads of little touches, loads of little quick passes. And again, Lionel Messi on the end of the chance. And do so well here. Montoya's been excellent again tonight, deputising for Dani Alves. Every time he plays, Montoya, he creates a good impression. There's a slight deflection on the cross from Miguel Torres. It falls invitingly into the path of Lionel Messi. Why play for 90 minutes when you can get a couple of goals in 15? This was a really difficult fixture for Barcelona tonight. It's almost turned out to be the perfect night for Tito Villanova. Just the injury to Carlos Puyol, but playing time for David Villa. A couple of goals for Messi, who's had an hour off tonight. It's a difficult fixture. They're certainly making it look quite easy now.
Pedro Leon off. And another former Real Madrid man on. Pablo Sarabia, £3 million signing. Very highly rated. He's been quite good with Getafe, but yet to live up to his very high early billing. That's 8 goals for the season, 6 in La Liga for Messi. Every year we say can't possibly match the tally that he got last year. He's got a long, long way to go this time. This is Sarabia, or it's deflected and it's in. Well, Diego Castro runs in and picks up the ball, but Sarabia will be claiming that just seconds after coming on. Barcelona won't be keeping a clean sheet. Getafe might just be putting up a bit of a fight here. And those people leaving might want to turn around.
Yeah, there's 10 minutes, 10, 11 minutes left, plus a little bit of injury time. Highly unlikely, I would say, but why not go for it? Couple of deflections, first off Adriano, then Mascherano. Nothing at all that Victor Valdez could do about it. One of those, you just have a shot, try your luck. Substitute, only been on for a minute or so.
And we'll have a look again and see whether that's a Mascherano own goal or whether Sarabia gets it. Well, depends where that initial shot was going, I guess, doesn't it? If that was on target, he'll probably get it. I don't think they have a panel in Spain to rule on disputed goals. I think they all just argue about it. And the arguments can go on for years. If you look at the stats of players that are still changing from people who retired years ago, they're still arguing about who got which goal. Here's Fabregas, grown into the game really since he's played back in what you might consider to be his best position in midfield. And if Sarabia does get it, it would be his first senior goal, so I'm sure he'll be particularly keen to be awarded the goal. Interesting that Spanish TV haven't yet come to a verdict on it.
So take a little deflection off Adriano from the initial shot onto Mascherano's head. I think the generous bit to Sarabia. No strikers claimed a lot worse than that.
Can you think of any in particular? You'd have that, wouldn't you?
It was just the two deflections, of course.
Now there we are. Mascherano own goal is the verdict. We'll see what Scott and John make of it. At the moment, it's only a consolation. Here's Xavi Torres. He's well struck. Would have needed at least a couple of the deflections to end up in the back of the net, though.
He was given time, afforded a lot of time there to run and shoot. His ability, I'd expect to be doing a lot better than that. If that flies into the top corner, that would be really interesting. Is Messi going to get his hat-trick? Plenty of time left for another chance or two for him.
Here's Mehdi Larson having more of the ball. It was 78-22 the first half split for possession. Sarabia couldn't get that.
So he's going to still have that weight for his first goal.
There's Puyol with his left knee well strapped. Bit of ice around it in there as well, or the cooling gel, or something to try and take the swelling down. The stadium wasn't full at the beginning, and it's emptying at a rapid rate. Seems extraordinary when you're watching the great Barcelona. You're watching your team perhaps putting up a bit of a fight towards the end. Sarabia, miscontrolled by Diego Castro.
Still a little bit of work for Barcelona to do. Puyol not out there amongst his teammates, but the next best thing is close to the action.
date for the Classico has been firmed up. Not long ago, not long to wait. It's October the 7th, a Sunday night in that 6:50 UK slot, as they continue to shuffle the pack of kick-off times again. So there's Granada and Sevilla to be played first, home and then away. Difficult game away to Sevilla. Got that next for Real Madrid. There's Xavi. Oh, that wasn't far away. And deflection as well, corner.
He's been brilliant tonight, Xavi. Wonderful footballer. He's been really at it tonight. He's been determined to lead the team on from midfield. Deflection there from Lopo. Talked about Xavi amongst the young players. He still shows exactly the same amount of enthusiasm as the likes of Thiago and Busquets and Pedro and Teo. I think he looks sharp. I think he looks in really good shape. He's never looked in bad shape, though.
It's Villa. Quick feet to Messi and a return pass as well. Alexis got something on it. Stop the immediate danger. Barada can come away. Good work by Montoya again, quickly across there to stop Diego Castro.
Another young player can be pleased with his work tonight, Montoya. Proving to be an able deputy for Dani Alves, who will be needing rest at times again this season.
Adriano, a bit too physical on Barada. Free kick for Getafe. Sergio Busquets has a problem here. They need him to resume, really. All three substitutions used.
I think it's him that makes contact with the opposing player there. Nothing too much to worry.
It's either Sarabia, oh, there's Barada there. Sarabia whips it in, left-footed. It's not a bad ball. Excellent defensive header by Adriano. First half, I said defending wasn't his strong suit, but he's got to some good defending tonight.
Decisive touch at the far post there. Teasing free kick that looked like it should be attacked with a bit more venom. Getafe did. They can try again from the corner.
Oh, it's a poor corner that by Barada. They've got the aerial advantage at the moment, haven't they, with the players on the pitch. Three big defenders up from the back.
It's a challenge on Xavi Torres there. Nothing much in it. Just a bit of contact between the two players. It is still allowed, believe it or not.
Pedro's on the run. Fabregas plays the ball there. Test now for Lopo. Gives up the chase. Pedro wasn't the best of passes, was it? Sarabia did well. Xavi Torres. Medi Larson. Alvaro doesn't get through to him. Piqué read it well. Well, they didn't play their way out from the back there, is it? A little no-nonsense by Montoya. Quick burst there by Messi, wasn't it? Not long after coming on the penalty. And then the relatively simple finish on the end of a good move. A cross deflected by Miguel Torres into Messi's path.
He was unlucky not to earn a penalty himself, wasn't he, as well, before getting on the score sheet.
That's when
Barcelona just content now, aren't they, to play out time, a little bit of possession.
Yeah, it's Wednesday night. The next in action with a fully refreshed Messi, I guess. There he is, tries the impudent finish, but it was offside anyway. An easy catch for Moya. Start the Champions League at home, and Benfica is their second game, which is the away match just before the Clásico. Four minutes of added time. And here's David Villa. It's Villa! And that is a very, very popular goal with the Barcelona supporters. A fully fit David Villa is a real weapon for Barcelona as they try to regain the Spanish title. And there's a warning to everybody. A goal for Villa and Barcelona with another win.
He looks really rusty here, doesn't he? It's a great goal. Moving off the ball to put himself in the position to receive a pass and get goal side with it's an untidy defensive line. Great first touch with his chest. Second touch is perfect, takes it away from the challenge of Valera. So Valera can't make a clean challenge. And he makes no mistake with the finish. Goes low, goes underneath the goalkeeper. He's going to be a real asset, a fit again, David Villa, for Barcelona.
It's his third substitute appearance for his club this season. He scored against Sociedad late on. Added another one against Getafe, and as I say, he got a goal against Saudi Arabia. A penalty for Spain. It's not a bad return, is it? 3 goals.
No, that was an outstanding finish. You've seen him play on that left side, but he knows when to creep inside. Massive difference in terms of quality and experience between him and Teo. David Villa will certainly improve the starting 11 of Tito Villanova and nursing him along. So a little bit of playing time here and there. I think we're going to have to unleash him pretty soon. Talked about that Clásico coming out. I think the way he's playing, the way he's looking so sharp, we know the obvious asset that he has. Being a true world-class striker. I think it's important that Villanova has one eye on that fixture in terms of getting Villa fit and ready to start that match.
It's not really a gamble either, is it? Is it playing him against Spartak Moscow or someone? It's David Villa after all, isn't it? One of the world's best strikers.
Well, Teo plays wide and stays wide and uses his pace, but Villa just has that knack there, doesn't he? Coming in at the right time. Losing defenders.
Oh, Mascherano's given himself a problem. Alvaro! It was close. You see what he was doing there, the young striker.
He was unlucky there. It was a great little chip. Chases down. A little bit of a lost cause. Mascherano makes a mess of dealing with the long, hopeful through ball. Just the curve from Alvaro. Because the angle that he's at, using his right foot, is always going to curl away from the goal. It's a really good effort, though.
Here's Messi. Quickly they get around him. He plays the 1-2. It's Messi. He loses the wrestling match.
Great tracking back for Mehdi Larson. 4-1 down, could easily have given it up.
And Sarabia, last few seconds of this game.
The substitutes have certainly done some damage, haven't they? Messi too, David Villa. 3 of the 4 Barcelona goals coming from the substitutes. There we see Mehdi Larson. He does well to track Lionel Messi's run. By no means the nearest player to him, but can run from midfield. Sort of danger, just enough to put Messi off.
Well, time is up here. There'll be time to take this. Sarabia will fire it in, and they might as well pile everybody forward. It is whipped in. It's a good header away. It's all over, and that's been a perfect night for Tito Villanova. He kept Messi in reserve. They were leading before the great man came on, but then he got two. And after Mascherano put through his own net, Villa wrapped it up. Only an injury to Puyol is the downside. Getafe 1, Barca 4.